Hello, everybody. How's everybody tonight? Let me know what you're going to be reading and all that good stuff. And Tiffany, what are you going to be reading?
I am reading. I forget the actual title because it's not punny.
Oh, yeah. those are the ones that are hard to remember if they don't have a pun.
I know, aren't they? Jane Darrowfield and the Mad Woman Next Door. It's the second book in the Jane Darrowfield Professional Busybody series by Barbara Ross.
Cool. Well, I'm sure y'all know, but I'm going to be starting out with my chapter on Gone with the Wind. I have like 22 minutes left to listen to the chapter. Chapters are long. I already started listening to it, and I still have 22 minutes on the audio.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they were short chapters, there would be like, this book has 2011 chapters. I mean, because it's so long itself. So
Yeah, I said I'm almost halfway to the halfway.
yeah, you're getting there.
So I'm getting there. I figured if I can get at least halfway through it by the end of the month, I'll be doing good. I could probably get through the next half next month. So
Yeah.
I'm not in a big rush. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Nancy. Said listening to Carrot Cake Murders tonight. Hello, Hannah. Hi, Jane. Says hi, continuing with Judgment and Death tonight.
Nice.
And hi, Jessica Ann said, hello, everyone. I'll be reading Clap When You Land.
Nice.
Hi, Bev.
Hi, Beth.
Tammy says, reading a murderous yarn and listening to Saving CC Honeycutt.
Oh, nice.
And Cajun, hi, said, reading Death Over Easy, a Country Store Mystery number 5.
Excellent.
Hello, Susan says, hi, everyone. I'm reading Wine Tastings or Murder by Libby Klein. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Cozy. Says, hello for the first sprint, reading Killer in Crinolians.
Crinolines.
Okay. Okay.
Those things that go under the dresses, right?
I think so.
I think they're the things that go under the dresses that like fluff them out.
Oh, yeah, like make them poofy or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay. And Sherry says, listening to Paw Prints and Predicaments by Bethany Blake.
Nice.
And Cajun says, Tiffany, I like that series, The Professional Busybody.
Yeah, I'm just starting number 2. I thought I would have it done, but I was interrupted at work today. Holy moly.
And Cozy says, do you read a chapter a day, Storm? Yes, pretty much. A chapter or 2 chapters, but yeah, I'm not like pushing myself to read too much. And sometimes I get behind and I don't get my chapter, so I have to read like 2 chapters to catch up. But yeah, pretty much about a chapter a day because they are fairly long chapters. On audiobook, most of the chapters are about 50 minutes to listen to. So
wow,
they're pretty long chapters. Every now and then there's like a shorter one, but they're a lot of long ones. Hi, Mazda says, hi, everyone. Reading Bookman Dead Style. I finished that last night. Woo, woo, woo. Just in time. And Mel says, hi, Stormy. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, everyone. I'm reading Buy a Whisker by Sophia Ryan. The Second Chance Cat. Number 2 in the Second Chance Cat.
Excellent.
Yay. And Cozy says, Tiffany, are you excited for Malice next week? Are you taking a week off from work?
I should have taken the week off. No. I'm working Monday to Wednesday, and then I leave on Thursday. So I'm only taking Thursday and Friday off. I would have taken the whole week off when I had the time, but I knew that I wanted to travel back and forth and start seeing Kevin when it gets warmer. So I didn't want to use my whole week doing that.
But after today, you're rethinking that evaluation.
Well, I might be. After today, I am rethinking that.
And Hannah says, I'm going to be reading up to 66% in Matchmaking Can Be Murder and my arc of Mint Chocolate Murder.
Ooh, what series is Mint Chocolate Murder in? I'll give you some more in a minute.
And Hannah, are you being good on NetGalley and not like clicking on everything? Annie, hi Annie, said listening
Oh.
to the Shop on Blossom Street.
Oh, nice.
And Melmac said, Hannah, do you like the Amish matchmaking series so far?
Oh, fingers crossed. I hope so.
Hey, Mr. Frenzy. Oh, I see. Oh, hey, and Sarah's down there too. I got all kinds of people down there. See, I need to pay attention.
Oh,
Hey.
hi,
Hi.
come on.
It's a good thing somebody made a comment there, Mr. Francie. I would have never looked down. And Nancy says, OMG, you are too young to know what criminalines are.
Crinolines.
Crinolines.
Things.
Crinolines.
I'm
And they are
sure
the
I
thing
read
that goes
the
into the
book.
skirt.
Yeah, see? I
Yeah.
was right. I'm sure
You
I
have to
read it
have-
in the book or something.
I used to have to have them for dance.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And Hannah says, Melmac, I'm pretty cool to the series. I like not quite lukewarm.
Oh, no.
Hurt my heart. I like that series.
Me too.
And Jane says, Tiffany, you have to work Good Friday.
Yeah, the kids at school. They only get Easter. They don't call it Easter break. They only get spring break now, and that was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
So-
I found
What
out
is-
that it's a Canadian thing. In Canada, it's a stat holiday, but not in the US.
Yeah, well, and one of the boys told me that. So they were like, we shouldn't have had to gone to school today because it's Good Friday and I'm religious. I'm like, you're out running the streets playing basketball. You weren't sitting in the church praying. I mean, seriously. And you know, in all honesty, they actually were good kids. I mean, yeah, they were skipping school, but I mean, like, they didn't give me any attitude. It was just they're loud and they stink because there was 6 14-year-olds. I think one was 15, you know, and my office is like this and they're all yelling and I just, you know, I mean, they were funny, they were charming, they weren't bad kids. It was just like, your mothers need to come get you.
And their mothers are like, no,
I know.
we don't want to come
I'm
get them.
telling you. I think I put that in the Discord. I was like, I think their mothers are trying to wait to the last minute because so if they aren't picked up by 4:30 on any given day, they go to our shelter, and then that becomes a legal thing, and you know we don't want to do that. So you know, but I think their parents like seriously. The one kid's like, my mom's off work today. What's taking her so long? I'm like,
She didn't want to have to bring him home and deal with him.
Parents need a break too.
which I'm fine with, but not at my expense. No, but they really were. They were okay kids. They were just, whew.
Hi, Amy. So, Mr. Francie, what are you reading?
I'll be reading Breaking Dawn, the 4th book in the Twilight Saga series. It is 757 pages long. So, wish
can
me
do
luck.
it. You can do it. You read Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Very true.
And what are you reading, Sarah?
On the opposite end of the YA genre spectrum, I am reading a Sweet Valley High book.
Oh,
That
yay!
is at 135 pages.
I love Sweet Valley High.
I'm up to book
Yeah.
10 in my reread through the series, so yay.
Wow.
And Cozy says, yes, how do you say that? Crinolines?
Crinolines.
Crinolines. Okay. Are
Crinolines.
under the big dresses, and they already made a Gone with the Wind reference in the book. Oh, cool. And Sherry says, they're very long chapters. I read my chapter this morning. Yes, Gone with the Wind. That's what we were talking
How
about.
far are you in it, Storm?
I am on
Yeah.
chapter 13.
Okay.
Oh, you are moving.
Good
See?
for
I'm
you.
about right here.
Good
I
for
said
you.
I'm about
Wow.
halfway to the halfway.
I'm on chapter 7. They've just declared war.
Yeah.
They're all a tizzy. And it's funny because seeing the movie, I can see the scenes in my head because they're so close to the book. You know what I mean? It's amazing. I
Yeah.
love it.
It's been since I was like 18 when I seen the movie.
Fair enough.
So I'm like, I don't remember. I just remember the characters. Like I remember Clark Gable. That's pretty much what I remember.
Yeah, Rhett Butler.
And Amberton says, don't know what I'm going to read yet. Okay.
Do we have choices?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll help you out. And Hannah says, I gave myself a NetGalley limit. I can only request 5 books at a time. That's a good deal. Now, see how long that lasts.
I was about to
But
say,
what's the time? Is it every time you log on to NetGalley, or is it like once a day? Or I'd be like, I only logged on an hour ago. I'm checking again now.
Exactly. That's a good point.
Because girl, I'm NetGalley. I'm with you. NetGalley is dangerous.
Yes, it is. And she just got on there, and that's why I was like,
Oh,
so
boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
boy.
Give her time.
Gonna be pretty.
As you said, Mary Allen is Mint Chocolate Murder sequel to Rocky Road to Ruin. Still not on audiobook.
Oh,
And Mel says, Hannah, maybe you'll warm up to it more if you read farther along in the series. Maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Jessica Lynn says, hello, everyone. I'm going to continue reading A Library of Lovers, book number 7, Better Late Than Never. Yay. And hopefully some of The House of Sky and Breath.
Awesome.
nice.
No.
Melmac, hi, Sarah. Hi, Mr. Francie. Tiffany, no heckling from the Peanut Gallery there.
I've done my
Hi, Cav says, hi, everyone. I found the series I was looking for last week. Murder Goes to the Market by Daisy Bateman. Yay.
Oh,
The grouchy neighbor is the
Mm.
craft beer maker, not an author, but he's still hunky.
Murder Goes to Market by Daisy Bateman. Okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
And Sherry says, my school district was closed today. Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's optional in America. So, like, some people are closed and some aren't.
State by state, I think.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I think it depends. Like, a lot of factories close down for Good Friday. But, like, if you're working at, like, a fast food restaurant, you're open and you're busy.
Well, same here. All the fast foods and stuff like that are open. So
Yeah. And Jessica Ann says, schools were closed here today. I did not have to work. Yeah, and one of the ladies that's in our Killing Time with Cozy, she was supposed to have the day off, but they had all those tornadoes in Arkansas, and she's an insurance claims
Oh.
person, so they
Yeah.
made them work. So I was like, oh, bummer. And Hannah says, Melmac, that's what I'm hoping for. And Mazda says, I work for the state, and we didn't get off either. Bummer.
Yeah, we're even more busy when we're off from school because anybody, like, we can do our counseling appointments during the day, and so we can get more in. So we're usually like happy, to be open and get them all seen. So we don't have to stay late usually.
And Cajun said, I had a coworker here from Georgia who moved to New Orleans and was scandalized we didn't get to get off work for Mardi Gras.
Girl.
Not a thing here. Yeah, that's like a big deal for everybody but people that are in New Orleans. They're like, who cares?
It's really interesting to see like what your culture like represents as far as like that. Like
Yeah.
where I grew up, we were off every single Monday for the first weekend of shotgun deer season because there were so many hunters in my area that none of the boys would be at school. I mean, none.
That's funny.
And so they finally just made, like, probably when I was about our 3rd or 4th grade, they made it a holiday. So
Yeah. Well, it's like I think the people that live in Kentucky, like they have off the Kentucky Derby like opening or something. I think.
yeah, it's just so interesting to see what
Yeah.
you're like. Yeah.
Okay, so it is 15 after. I'm going to say this one. It says, Sarah, I finally tried those fruit punch flavored peeps.
Ooh,
They were better than I thought they'd be.
I
look
don't
them
know, Melmac. That don't sound.
Peeps in general don't sound bad.
Yeah, I'm not
I
a peep
love
fan.
them.
I'm really not a peep fan, anyways. But I don't like anything fruit punch, so that just adds to.
Oh, okay.
I
So
love
we will
them,
read-
but I'm struggling to
Yeah.
find them here in Australia. So
Oh
I haven't found them really up here either.
They're
Aw.
everywhere we look in Walmart here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
We need to
bummer,
have them
guys.
immigrated to,
Yeah.
I always like
Bring
that.
them
I always like that meme that
That's
says
totally
the
take
best
ours.
way to eat peeps, and it has them throwing them in the trash.
down.
I think somebody else said it on here before, but my husband likes to open his and let them get rock hard stale and then eat them.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's weird. Okay, so happy reading, everyone.
Happy
Happy
reading.
reading.
Hey, so how did everybody do? How'd you do, Tiffany?
Good. I am at 9%. I actually got to listen and I was looking up some stuff. Yeah. I'm really enjoying it. I enjoyed the first one a lot. This one feels like it might be a lot different, and I don't know that I love the premise as much, but we will see.
How about you, Mr. Francie? Oh, okay. Well, how about you, Sarah?
I got about I'm at 58%, so I got about 3 chapters read.
Nice.
Yeah.
I finished my chapter of Gone with the Wind, and now I'm working on a novella. It's A Christmas Morning by Laura Bradford. It's one of the Amish mystery novellas.
Awesome.
So I just want to finish out the chapter. Yeah, so
fine.
I've made it to chapter 4. Made it to chapter 4 of Breaking Dawn, which I'm happy about. It was a good sprint for me.
That's cool.
Good.
I think I found my spot.
Kairu is sleeping right by the speaker, so you might hear him snore in a minute.
You can kind of hear him a little bit. And so Jessica says, I think Good Friday is just libraries and banks that are closed in the U.S.
Okay.
and factories. A lot of factories are closed, but yeah.
Ah,
And Breezy Ann said, hi, everyone. Just popping in to say hi. And if you're still here, hi. If not, wish you were here. Hannah says, the schools, banks, post office, town halls in our area were closed today. It was very frustrating trying to run most of the errands today. Yeah. And Amy, how fun, said Annie. And I don't know what she was talking about because I've forgotten since then. And Jessica Glenn says, oh, yeah, the post office, of course. Yeah. And Mel says, oh, and I saw Peep nail polish online. I think it's by Sally Hansen. I think it was a weekly Target ad that emailed to me.
wow.
Well, there's just too many-
Interesting.
Yeah.
Peep nail
Interesting.
polish. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to like make everything. There'll be Peep's bubble bath. You know what I mean? Like,
If people think it will sell, they will make it.
Absolutely.
That's true.
And Sherry says we'll start chapter 14 tomorrow. So I told her she's caught up on Gone with the Wind with me. She was behind. Now she's caught up to me.
Nice.
There's Breezy Ann says one of my best friends had green or white dress as her wedding dress.
The barbecue dress.
Barbecue
What?
dress.
And Gone with the Wind, it's the dress she
Oh,
wears.
okay. I was like,
Barbecue.
I
Yeah,
thought
it's like
maybe-
off the show. And then she had the big hat, and it just the
I have
outfits.
a feeling
had.
I'm going to have to watch Gone with the Wind again after I read the book because I need visuals now. I think a lot of it.
My favorite, like I have Barbie dolls of the iconic dresses, like the red dress she wore to Ashley's party, the green dress she wears to Rhett in prison. But anyway, there's that great Carol Burnett sketch where she is dressing up like Gone with the Wind. She literally takes like the curtains with the hanger and she wears it. It's hilarious. I love the dresses in that movie.
That's funny.
Yeah, they are pretty. And Cajun says, has anyone read Quaker Midwife series by Edith Maxwell, Maddie Day? I just saw it on
No.
Amazon. I've not even heard of it, I don't think.
I didn't realize she wrote under a pen name.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she also has a farming type of series under the pen name.
Interesting. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
And Cajun says, at Breezy Ann, Scarlett's green and white dress. Yeah. And Breezy said, Cajun, yes, she loves everything Gone with the Wind. And Hannah says, I think because I love Candy Shop, that's why I'm not feeling Matchmaker yet, maybe. But I think because I thought it went kind of hand in hand because you're still in the same area and you still get some of Bailey and Aiden and all those there.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
And Legend says, apparently she must. And thanks for letting us know, Cav. And I
Be
don't
right
know
back in
about
2
you.
seconds.
Okay. Are you okay?
You okay,
Tiffany?
Tiffany?
Yeah, it went down the wrong pipe.
I was
I
gonna
knew it
say-
as soon as I swallowed it. I thought it was gonna be one of those times where like it like causes you to like forcibly, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, no! But I got it down. But it just went down wrong pipe. I'm good.
Okay. Mel said, when I was in school, we had off the week before and the week after Easter, but we didn't have a winter break in February, March back then.
Yeah, that's the way it was for us too.
And Hannah says, oh, I need to get Peeps. No, Hannah. No, you don't.
Yes, Hannah. Yes, you do.
And Jane says, here in Newfoundland,
Sweet.
fish and chips are a thing on Good Friday, so these restaurants
Yep.
are open. Keep the fish and chip restaurants closed at your peril. I bet.
Yeah, completely agree. We have the same here in Australia. The fish and chip shop is open. So we had Good Friday yesterday, but nearly everything else is closed. So yeah. Crazy.
And Jessica Lynn said, at Melmac, Peeps no polish. OMG, they are coming out with everything Peeps, and I don't like the taste of them. Give me a Cadbury egg or a Starburst jelly bean, and I'm good. I agree. I prefer those. Though I have not had a Cadbury egg in a long time, so I don't know if my taste would have changed. But when I was little, that was my thing. I really liked those.
Yeah, I haven't had them in a long time too, but my favorite Easter candy is my favorite like holiday candy, like of any holiday. And it's just those little oh gosh, I have to take this. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
And Amber just said, one of my days off are normal on Fridays, but my work is open 24 hours, 365 a year, because death doesn't wait for anyone. That is true. There are some jobs that just don't get any of the days off. And Hannah says, same here, Tiffany. We shut down the schools for the first day of hunting season. I could see that in Oklahoma, yes. I don't know if Missouri does, though that wouldn't surprise me because we're very big on hunting here too. But I don't hunt, and nobody in my family hunts right now, so I wouldn't have a clue. Sherry says, no Peeps.
No peeps.
And Mama says, no Peeps is a crime.
Oh, yes.
And Nancy says, we had evacuation day, and I can never say that state, Massachusetts. When I worked for the state, I can never say that state. The day the British evacuated Boston, June 17th, we were the only state who celebrated that every year. That's a state pride thing there, I guess.
Yeah.
And Mel says, at Jessica Lynn, I love Cadbury eggs, the original with the creamy fondant filling that looks like egg yolk, although the caramel ones are good too. Yeah, now it's like they make those and everything. Like there's like Snickers eggs and everything. I would say my favorite would be the Reese's peanut butter egg because I just like Reese's.
Nice.
And Karen said, I was just thinking that everything has a salted caramel option these days. Yeah.
Yep.
And Mel says, I'm not big on Peeps at all, but those fruit punch ones caught my interest. And by the way, Tiffany, fruit punch is good. And Hannah says, I do like Peter and Philip. They remind me of my sister's goats, Sansa and Ziggy Zigga. That's a name.
I love it. I love it. Very Spice Girls motivated, I'm guessing.
And Mel said Peter and Philip are so mischievous. And Hannah says, LOL, so are my sister's goats. She had 4 and they are a force to be reckoned with. And Sarah, what's your take on the Cadbury eggs? Do you like them?
Oh my God, they're the best thing ever. Both the mini eggs and the ones with the cream stuff inside, they're delightful.
Jessica Lynn says, Melmac, yes, I love all the Cadbury eggs. The originals are the best by far. Yeah. Originals are always the best, even though you can like the others, but most of the
Cadbury
time
chocolate is just to die for.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Beautiful.
said, I used to love those whenever I was a kid, but I haven't had one in a long time. So I don't know if my taste would change in that candy, but
That's fair.
it makes me want to get one and try it just to see. And Mel said, I went on a Cadbury tour once and they had goats. A dog kept them herded in the barn, but one baby goat kept running out and the dog kept
Aw.
chasing him back in. And the little rascal was cute though.
Oh,
And Mel said, Jane, Friday fish fry is very popular here during Lent. Battered or
Yeah.
broiled fish fries, French fries, and some kind of salads and coleslaws and rolls with butter, bread and butter. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't get anywhere near a fish and chip place today
Yeah.
for dinner.
yeah, I believe it.
And Mel said, I don't know if it's a thing in some areas of the country or all over.
Hmm.
I remember in school, every Friday was fish day. So you just knew that you're going to have fish on Fridays.
It's a very Catholic thing, I think,
Yeah,
from
it
my
is.
understanding. My grandfather, because he was Catholic.
And
Yeah.
Hannah said, some restaurants around here do a special on fish for Fridays during Lent, but some, I think, there may be 3 in the city.
Okay.
And hi, Julian said, popping in to say hi from Denver.
Nice.
And Bev said, after dinner, a diaper change and talking to my dad. I got one chapter read of No Parm, No Foul.
That's funny.
Nice. Are you enjoying it, Bev?
And Nancy said, there are a lot of jokes about evacuation day, like milk of magnesia day. Not many even know what it was.
Hey y'all, I'm so sorry to interrupt. My uncle's been on hospice and I think he's gonna be going and I gotta go over
Oh.
and see my grandma.
Yeah,
So
go.
I'm gonna hop off, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah,
No
but-
worries.
yeah.
Bye guys.
Fine.
Bye.
I'll keep everybody updated about tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. All
very
right.
good.
Bye.
Bye everyone.
Oh, that's a hard situation.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
And Nancy said read 10% at 33%. And Sherry said, I got 2 hours and 41 minutes left. And Jane said at 30% in Judgment and Death. Cajun read 15%. Jessica Ann, 31 pages. I just started my book, so no thoughts.
Okay.
Mhm.
And Hannah said, I read 43 pages of Matchmaking Can Be Murder at 46. I'm liking it more. Yay.
Nice. Good to know.
And Tammy said, Idaho has Spud Day, but y'all want to move to Idaho now. Sorry to make
Mhm.
y'all so jealous.
Yes, absolutely.
Cass says, I started reading, listening to a new to me author, Karen Harper, deep
Ooh.
in the Alaskan woods.
Karen Harper, I like her. She's good. Good romantic suspense.
Cool.
Nice.
Ambergen said, I didn't read anything. I did some cozy purchases since my email exploded with sales. That's always good.
Love it.
And Hannah said, I would totally move to Idaho for all the potatoes.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Hi, Michelle says, hey, everyone, stopping by to say hi. How you doing?
Mhm.
Sherry said, there are many daycares that close for Good Friday in my area. And Mel says,
Mm.
Kairu, he's so cute. He can snore all he wants.
That's right.
Cozy said, ended up listening to Left 4 Dead, 66% in. And Mel is 22 pages.
Nice.
And Mel Mac says, now I'm going to Google Peep Bubble Bath to see if that's actually a thing.
Let us know.
It must be.
And Cajun
Yes.
says, I love that Carol Burnett sketch.
Yes.
And Nancy says, I so remember the Carol Burnett sketch. I fell on the floor laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And Annie says, I always remember the Gone with the Wind scene from Carol Burnett with the drapes. She says, I saw it in the window and I couldn't.
Classic.
And Cajun's like, yes, Annie. And Hannah says, it could be that we are following an Amish character versus Bailey, who lives in an Amish community.
Oh,
Also, the tone is different. Okay, that could be.
that makes sense.
But she's got an English friend. Lois is so funny. And so Hannah says, yes, Storm. Yes, I do need to get Peeps. No, you don't.
That's right, Hannah.
And Mel says, I couldn't find Peeps bubble bath, but they make Peep Bunny bubble wands.
Well, everybody knows I'm obsessed with Peeps, and I used to work for the company Royal Dalton, which makes giftware and stuff like that. Anyway,
Yep.
I bought a set of salt and pepper shakers that are the pink bunny and the chick that are Peeps, and they're so
Oh, cute.
but they're like gold etched because they're
Nice.
like really nice. I've never used
I
them.
mean,
They're
they're
on
Royal
display.
Dalton, so yeah.
Yeah, you got to be real
Wow.
careful with them.
Wow.
Yes. Wow.
Hannah said, don't tell me how to live my life, Storm. And Hannah goes, are Cadbury eggs the ones with the little toys in them? No. That's the new thing that they have, but I can't remember what it's called.
Kinders.
Yeah, Kinder
Surprise,
Joy
yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it is 16 after. I missed it by 1, but we will read to the top of the hour.
Okay.
So happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Hey, so how did everybody do?
Good. I'm about 3/4 of the way through chapter 5 of Breaking Dawn. So yeah, I'm on track with where I want to be, which is good, and I'm enjoying it so far.
That's good.
Awesome. I switched books. I'm reading Beauty and the Baller by Ilsa Madden Mills, which is a romance about a football player and a former beauty queen, and it is delightful. I don't usually give I love romance, but I usually don't give romance novels 5 stars. This one might get a 5-star. It's that
Aw.
good. So I'm more than halfway through it. I'm really liking it. It's on Kindle Unlimited.
I'm not real big on sports romances, but I don't
Me
know.
neither. Like, he's a former professional football player. He's now a coach for a small Texas town. So it's not so football. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, that might not be so bad.
Yeah. How'd you
I finished the novella that I was reading. Yeah, almost tugged at my heartstrings a little bit. there was like no, like, it wasn't like the novellas. There's never any like murder mystery or anything like that. It was about a missing spoon or whatever. So that was kind of interesting. But it was a spoon that meant a lot to Jacob, and so Claire was trying to find it for him.
Awesome.
And I'm trying to find where I left off because I forgot to look before I got on here. I usually do that.
Good.
Oh, here we go. I think my favorite Russell Stover eggs with the marshmallow filled and I don't know if we did that or not. I can't remember. I know we had somebody was talking about those, and Melmac said, Melmac answered my question. Okay, and
Nice.
Reese's eggs are the best. I agree, Hannah. Yes. And Cajun says, ha ha ha, character just told a big lie. And the MC said, well, that's just horseradish.
Nice.
And Nancy said, don't shoot me, but I'm not a sweets lover. Never buy candy. I never have chips or crackers. I'd rather have chips or crackers.
Typically, though, I am a salt person. I prefer popcorn and potato chips.
Yeah. I'm okay without sweets, but if I have them in my house, it's all I can think about, and so I'll eat them all until they're gone. But if I don't have them, I'm fine. Give me some, like chips or something like that, cracker, I'm fine. But yeah, that's why it's just best not to even have sweets in the house. Yeah. Even ones I make. If I make brownies, I want to eat like the whole pan. So it's fine. Cajun says, I'm going to have to use that in the future. I'm not sure what she's going to use it. And Hannah says, she had the name Ziggy when my sister got her, and the name just stuck. Hannah loves sweets. And Mel said, Cadbury eggs versus Peeps. I'd pick Cadbury's any day.
I agree with that.
I don't know if I would.
Oh, controversial.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Hannah said her goat names are Tyrone, Sansa, Ziggy, Zig-Ah, and Danny. Her actual name, and I can't type, but she's named after the Dragon Queen in Game of Thrones. The goat guardian dog is named Aragon. I see a theme, yes.
Definitely a theme.
And Cajun says, I went to Catholic school when we lived in Louisiana, and we always had fish on Fridays, not just during Lent. Yeah, that's what we just had fish on Fridays because I think a lot of Catholics and stuff, that's how they do things.
Because they don't eat, it's no meat on Friday, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And Mel said Western New York had a very large Catholic population compared to a lot in the U.S., so that may be why so many restaurants here sell fish fry. Yeah.
Good point.
Oh, and yes, Tiffany. Everybody saying bye.
Okay.
Okay. And Beth said, sadly, I'm not liking it as much as the first. Sherry said, Passover starts tonight. That means matzah, and I hate matzah. Uh-oh.
I love matzah.
I don't think I've ever had it, so I don't know.
I don't think so.
One of my best friends growing up was Jewish, so I had it all the time.
Nice.
Susan says, I'm about 50% with wine tasting can be murder. Just love the biddies.
Nice.
Yeah, I did. I think I did like the biddies in the Midnight Stacks Murder. That was probably my favorite part. I will try number 3, but I don't think it's high priority for me.
Yeah, same.
I still wasn't a
I
huge
think-
fan of number 2, but I think you liked it
Well,
better
you-
than Mr. Frenzy.
I think so, but you let me know when you're going to start 3. I'll wait for you, and then we'll hold each other's hand through 3.
Do it again. Yeah, there we go. And Cajun said, Sherry, will you have a matzo bray? My friend's mother made it and I liked it.
Oh.
And Mel said, Hannah, I think those eggs with the toys are in it called Kinder Joy yet.
Yep.
Hmm.
And Tammy says, come visit me in Idaho, Hannah, and we'll eat loads of baked potatoes for dinner and have peeps for dessert and go book shopping.
Oh my
That was
gosh, that
good
sounds
up until the
amazing.
For dessert, but you know.
Nice. Cake
But
to
of
cake,
course-
that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Hannah says, yes. And Mel says, Cassie, yes, I love Russell Stouffer's eggs. The marshmallow, raspberry cream, coconut, almond, the Carmen marshmallows are my favorite. And at Halloween, the orange marshmallow filled pumpkins. I think she likes them
Yes.
all. And Sherry said, yes, Cajun, I make fried matzah better than regular matzah, but still not my favorite.
Hmm.
And I need to look it up and see what it is because I don't even know what it is. I've heard of it, I just don't know what it is. And Cajun said,
Yeah,
true,
right.
Sherry, more one of those on occasion things, yeah. And Hannah said, Tammy, I'll have to visit you and then swing by to visit Sherry so that I can get some cheese. Wisconsin cheese. There we go. And Cajun said, get the cheese first, then you can have it for the potatoes. There you go. And, OMG, so true, Cajun. And then I can come to Georgia for some peach cobbler.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, sounds
Ooh, making
amazing.
the rounds by food. I like
Good,
this.
right?
And Sherry said, Hannah, you're welcome anytime. I'll even take you on a tour. Mazda said, Mel, I never tire of the orange marshmallow filled pumpkins. I'll have to look out for those this Halloween.
Yum.
And Cassie said, they are my favorites. I wish they made an egg version for Easter. And Cajun says, Hannah, yes, and not that I can make it, but we'll find some of the pie. And B Purple said, wish this was at a different time. I'm not in the mood to read, but I'll have to watch this another time when it isn't live. Happy reading, boys and girls. I need to get some of those Cadbury eggs.
'Tis the season.
Yes, it is. And Cassandra, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name, said, okay, on to another book. Help me decide, Songs of Achilles or the guest list.
The guest list.
I was gonna say
100%. Yeah, it's so good for a thriller. Yeah. I'm glad we agree, Sarah.
Lucy Foley is great.
See, I didn't like the
Yeah.
hunting party, and so I haven't tried the guest list.
Mm, fair.
So I was like, I don't know. And hi, Cheryl says, hi, my friends. I'm late, but I made it. And
Oh,
Sarah,
you
what are
did.
you stitching?
Oh, sock yarn blanket.
Ah,
Oh,
Any more squares
nice.
it's coming along really nice.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Very nice.
Hmm?
You knitting that one?
Yeah. You knit each
Wow.
individual little square.
And those are
Oh,
leftovers from your socks, right?
Yeah, I literally have bags of just leftover yarn that I'm using.
Oh, wow.
And
I love that.
evidently
You
a
love when there's, like,
never-ending supply of socks.
Yeah. And as I'm knitting, I'm like, oh, that's a pair of socks. That was a pair of socks.
I love that. That's memento.
Right?
Yeah.
Hi, Anita. She said, hi, everyone. I was having dinner, champagne pasta from Carabas, and I'll be reading The Lady with the Gun, Ask the Questions by Carrie Greenwood. Well, that's a big old title.
It's just
It's
good
a
advice.
title.
That sounds like, is that the Fanny Fisher novels? I think it sounds kind of like. Everybody saying hi to Anita, and then Nadine says, hi, everyone. I am reading Crowned and Dangerous by Reese Bowen, the Royal Spinous Mystery. Love this series.
Royal, nice. How are you enjoying it?
I know Tiffany really likes that series. I tried to read the first one and I DNF'd it. I got bored. And then everybody's telling me that most of them, it's more like about the town and about her and not a lot of mystery. And I'm like, that's probably why I got bored. Because it'd been a long time ago. I was like, I remember I DNF'd it. I just don't remember exactly why. And here's Hannah's not crying in her book right now. Nancy read 11% at 44%. And Cheryl, I said, I read an hour and 23, or she has an hour and 23 minutes left. And Jane is at 38% now. And Tammy only has 4 pages
Wow.
left. Oh, almost done.
That's dedication to stop at 4 pages left.
I was going to say, hopefully she just kept on reading because I would have. Jessica Ann's 42 pages, and I'm enjoying this one. All right.
Nice.
And Hannah says, I read 40 pages at 61%. I'm fully loving the book now. Yay.
Oh, good. Good.
And Gajan read 14%. And Jessica Lynn said, sorry, I missed the last sprint, was on the phone. I read nothing. Well, that's okay. It happens. And Mel said 18 pages. And hello, and we always call you Forever because I can never pronounce that first part. How are you doing? Are you reading anything?
Oh, Dramini. It's a Harry Potter thing.
Is that how you say it? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Dramini Forever. Okay. I was like, we never can pronounce it. Tiffany always calls her Forever. So
Oh, I love it. Ah, that's cool.
And Amber Jen says, I chose In Over Her Head, Dusky Cove B&B #1 by Dixie Davis at 19%. I want to get through my cozy alphabet challenge. Oh, well, there you go.
Good
That
on
title
you,
is
Jen.
everything.
Yeah. Cav said, I'm 45% in and I just got to a very suspenseful part and you called me out of my story. I'm so sorry.
Bad me.
And Cheryl said, I didn't read, but I washed dishes and made some dinner, got a cup of tea and ready for the next sprint. There you go.
Awesome.
Oh, very good.
And Mel says, I like sweet and salty at the movies, popcorn and goobers.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like popcorns and Reese's Pieces. I will take like some popcorn and Reese's and I'll eat them together. I like that kind
Yes.
of. And Nancy says, I have chocolate that's been in my fridge forever. I was probably bad by now. Wow. Chocolate doesn't even last a day in my house. I have a little bitty refrigerator up here in my room and I like stick it in there and then I think about it and I go over there and get some more and then I think about it and it doesn't last very long. And Tabby says, are you liking your book, Ambergen? That series looks fun to me. And Annie's at 15% done.
Wow.
Nancy says, I think I'm going to say good night. I started reading at 8 a.m. So now I'm tired. I have a great night, everyone. Well, you're probably gone maybe by now, but good night, Nancy. And we'll see you in the Discord at some point. Cheryl said, oh, sorry, Hannah. I didn't see your hello. I'm doing well, thanks. Hannah said, it's all good. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. And Cheryl said, I'm reading Duck the Halls by
Donna Andrews. That is such a great cozy mystery series.
I've only read the first one and it was so busy because there's like 3 weddings and all that stuff that I was like, oh, but I know I need to try another one because they said they're not quite as bad as that first one.
I've never read the first one. You know me. I've like got like book 13 or something like that, so I jump all over the place.
Yeah. That's why everybody says it's a very funny series, but the first one had like 3 readings and the mysteries and this mystery. And I mean, there was so much going on. It was just like, whoa.
Oh, gosh.
It's like, this is like 3 books worth of stuff from one book.
She didn't know if she was going to be able to continue the series, so let's just cram it all into one book.
It's all in, yeah, exactly.
Anita said, it is a Franny Fisher book. I thought it sounded
Nice.
And Mel says, has anyone read the Reese Bowen single titles? I have a few on my TBR. The premise sounds interesting. I have not.
Nope.
Sorry.
And Hermione Forever says, I'm currently reading Maybe Next Time by Christina C. Jones for the Dark Romance Readathon this weekend. Oh,
Yeah, I saw that going around.
sounds fun. Okay, I missed my mark.
Oh.
You're okay.
Don't want the timekeepers to get out. There we go. Okay, we'll read to the top of the hour, and happy reading, everyone.
Happy
Happy
reading.
reading.
Hey, so how did everybody sprint go?
Good. I switched to another book because that's what I do.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Harlequin Intrigue. I listened to this
BJ
one on
Daniel.
audio. 20% of the way through it. I'm liking it so far.
I like BJ Daniel.
Oh, she's so good. This is the start of a brand new series.
Oh, cool. What's that one called?
Murder Gone Cold.
I think I saw that at Walmart today.
Yeah, it's an April release, so it just came out.
Cool.
Oh wow.
How about you, Mr. Francie?
Yeah, 8 chapters in now. And interesting, we've switched perspectives, which I don't know if I was expecting, but I don't think I was. So that's interesting. But otherwise, it's been good.
Cool. I read a couple of chapters in Everblaze. I'm on chapter 20 now. I'm gonna have to get going on this a little bit if I'm gonna make it through it before the end of the month, though. I think it's over 600 pages, so it's like. Yeah. And then I started A Churn for the Worst by Laura Bradford. It's the 5th book in the Amish mystery series, and I got to 4% on that. So I book hop too.
Yeah, makes it interesting.
And Jessica Lynn says, I'm on book 7 of the Library Lover series, and is it just me that doesn't like Robbie? I just find him quite annoying. I hope it gets better when she finally picks between him and Sully. It gets better. It gets better. You'll get to where you really like Robbie. He's not quite as annoying. Yeah. And Cheryl says Hermione plus Draco equals Hermione. Is that right?
That was my thought. Yeah. We'll see.
And Hermione said, I am also reading Good Gone Bad by Gina Darling as well.
Yeah.
Hannah said, chocolate doesn't even last an hour in our house. Hannah Embergen said, Tammy, it's okay so far. I'm sticking to it though. And Sherry just loves Donna Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Lynn says, yes, chocolate is 8 within the first 20 minutes in my house for sure. As soon as it is out of the bag, it's probably being 8. Yeah. And Cheryl said, Cherry, it's my favorite cozy series.
Nice.
And Hermione said, same first name as me. Yes, you've got that right.
Okay.
There we go.
So it is right. And Anita said, Sherry and Hannah, hello. And Cajun says, I think Meg Langlow is my number 1 favorite series of all time. And Cav said, I love Meg Langlow series, but I started with all the Christmas ones and then worked my way up and then down. Read the first book last, and had I read it first, I would have quit the series. Yeah, that's why I said it was a lot. I gave it like 3 stars, and I was like, oh, and everybody's like, oh, it gets better. So I'm like, okay, I'll give another one a try. And Hermione says, I love sweet popcorn and chocolate, like Maltesers with Maltesers in it. I'm not quite sure what that is.
Yum.
It sounds like something chocolatey, so sounds good.
Maltesers.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that is.
So it's like a ball, malt ball, malt like you'd maybe put in a milkshake, covered in chocolate.
Okay, so that's kind of like what we call it. We call them like Whoppers, I think, here.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. Yes.
There you go.
There you go.
And Sherry said, Cheryl, I'm all caught up and looking to new material coming out later this year.
Nice.
And Cheryl said, Sherry, I just love how funny and how laid back Meg is in the books. I've read most of them in audio, but this one is physical book. And then Sherry asked Hermione if she wrote fan fiction about Hermione anywhere.
Oh.
Hermione anywhere.
Good question.
And Jessica Lynn said, just finished watching Sarah's and Mr. Francie's videos. I'm loving these videos, Sarah and Mr. Francie. I'm excited to see how you like the ending of the Twilight series.
Well, thank you, Jessica.
Yeah, thank you.
And Green Stick said, finally sliding into the sprints after a wild time of shopping in town. I'm reading Resurrection by Tolstoy. All right.
Oh,
That sounds
Good
like
for
a
you.
hit read. Yeah. Hannah hit my percentage goal for matchmaking can be murder. Moving on to mint chocolate murder.
nice.
Nice.
And Mel said, Mr. Francie, have you seen the Twilight movies or are you waiting until you've read all the books if you're interested in the movies?
I have seen the first one, the first film. I saw it when it first came out. I don't remember if I second one or not 10 years ago. So, but I read the series 10 years ago. So I've forgotten what's happened. But when all the movies had come out, I wanted to see the first 5-10 minutes of the last movie. Protagonist happens. So I wanted to see how they would do that. But yeah, I probably will watch once I've read all the books.
Cool. And Annie says, I'm liking my book about the yarn shop. What are you knitting, Mr. Francie?
Oh my gosh. I'm knitting a crochet blanket.
And I'm going to ask you, are you almost done with it? Because the last time you held it out, it looks really big.
Yeah, it's huge.
So I was curious if you were about done.
Yeah, so I'm making the blanket to be big enough to fit a single-sized bed. So it's maybe about half done.
Half done. Okay.
Awesome.
And B says, I'm back, going to get started on a Rita Mae Brown Miss Murphy Mysteries series. Wish you were here, the first in the series. Cool. Nice to have you back, B. Said Jane said 46% of my audiobook. And
nice, Jane.
And Dramini said, night everyone, headed off. Thanks for the sprints. It's late here in Scotland, but many thanks for the sprint. Well, it was nice to have you here and have a good night.
Yeah.
And Anita says 13% of the book. And
Awesome.
Jessica and 54 pages, YA and told in verse. So it's much easier to read.
Oh, yeah.
That does make it easy. And Cheryl says, good night to Hermione. And Hannah says, made it to 41% in mint chocolate murders because she's a speed reader. And Cheryl says, I read 46 pages.
Awesome.
Mel's at 24 pages.
Nice.
And Hermione says, I'm looking forward to your poll results and your weekly wrap up, Sarah. Thanks for the sprints. Hope everyone has a good Easter weekend. And Tammy says, I finished my book. Now starting Against the Claw, #2, and the Lobster Shack series by Sherry Randall.
I gotta read that series.
Night. And Jessica Lynn said, Mr. Francie, yes, for some reason she wrote the last one in both Bella and Jacob's POV. I have no clue why she decided to do that with the last book. And
it doesn't make any sense considering, if I'm remembering correctly, the first 3 was singular perspectives. So it doesn't make sense that you would then chuck in another perspective for the final book. But yeah.
It's been too long since I read them. I don't remember.
I've never read them.
You never read them? Really?
My husband's read them.
Oh, wow.
Well, his
I got
daughter,
bullied.
at the time, his daughter wanted to read them, so he read them first to see whether they would be
Did
appropriate.
he like them?
He didn't mind them. He read them all.
Uh-huh.
I got bullied into reading them. I had a friend that she was the only one reading them and nobody to talk to. And she knew I was a reader. So she's like, can you please read them so I can talk to somebody? I'm like, but I don't want to.
That's what happened to me with 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah,
Those I've not
that's a
read.
series I'm not touching.
You're
Yeah.
not missing anything. After the first book, I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. No, I can't.
I saw the first film. I didn't like it. Is the first book anything like the first film? Like, or is it very different?
I've never seen the movie, to be honest, but what got me at the end of the first book is like they kind of had me because there's a point where she's just like, I'm done, you're an a-hole, I'm out of here. And she like breaks up with him and goes home, and I'm like, yes, girl, you know? And then she goes back to him, and I literally closed the book and threw it across the room. Like, done.
I would
Like,
have
if
done
you're
the
that
same
stupid,
thing.
I'm done.
That's right, yeah. I can't put up with you anymore.
Yeah.
Hi, Bookworm Buddy.
Hey.
Oh, hello.
And Amberjen's at 15% through. I'm liking it more now that there are a lot of divorced people living in this little town. And Susan said, I read about 2 chapters of wine tasting. Mostly I'm liking except for the love triangle. Hope it's resolved soon. Yeah, I think that's what everybody says every time they hit a love triangle in the cozy.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're so popular in cozies. And Jessica Lynn said, read to almost 50% through. All right.
Awesome.
And Sherry said 15 minutes left. Liam, hi Liam, says I'm about 3/4 done with my history reading. Then I'll be reading some Mistborn. All right.
There we go.
And Jessica Lynn said like Whoppers. Yeah, that's what I thought. And Nadine says, I'm planning on restarting the Meglands load, Murder with Peacocks. I DNF'd it, but since I have to read series in order, I'll restart and push through the first book. Yeah. Just push through all those weddings. You'll be okay. Uh-oh, where'd Mr. Francie go?
Oh, no.
And Hannah says, I read them forever ago.
Probably the Twilight.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry, bad internet.
That's all right.
That's okay. And Cheryl said, Twilight was the first book I read as an adult that my parents were against me reading. Actually, Harry Potter was a book that my mother didn't want me reading, even though I was old enough to make my own decisions because I was quite old when they came out. But she's like, that's got witchcraft in it and you shouldn't read it. So I didn't read it so that she wouldn't, didn't want to hear her complain if she knew I was reading it.
Actually, in our household, because I was a bit older when the Harry Potters came out, my dad was the first one to read them because his coworker was reading them because her daughters were reading them. So she's like, you got to read this book. It's so good. So dad read the whole series and then passed it and all of us ended up reading them. So that was kind of fun, you know, like there he was sitting on the train going back and forth to work reading Harry Potter.
I was working at McDonald's and my boss, he said he was reading them and he was like in his 50s and he's just like straight laced, ex-Marine type guy. And I was like, you're reading Harry Potter? And so I was like, okay, I've got to try Harry Potter. So that just got me that he was reading Harry Potter.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And Hannah says the film's horrible.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I did not like the lady who plays Bella. For that, plus I don't like the guy who plays Edward either. So.
Yeah.
And Mel says the Maltesers and Whoppers being mentioned made me realize that the goobers I mentioned earlier may not be around outside the U.S. For those who don't have them, they're chocolate-covered peanuts.
Oh,
Thank you, because I don't have them here. So I appreciate it, Mel.
Yeah. Like I called my brother a goober growing up, but that wasn't, I don't think that's what we were talking about.
And
that
Jessica
I did
Ann
know.
says 50 Shades is Twilight fan fiction. Yeah.
That I did know.
And Hannah says, and that random line of being 50 Shades of messed up, what does that mean? That's not a phrase anyone has ever said prior to
the book. Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think because Christian was just creepy.
Yeah. Mel said, Susan, the love triangle is over by the end of wine tasting. There you go.
Okay.
So, I like knowing when the love triangle like finishes up. It doesn't spoil anything for me. It makes me feel good. At least I know that there's an end in sight when I'm reading.
Yeah.
And Jessica Lynn says, I read all 50 Shade books and honestly just read them to read them with my sister. And there's a bit of mystery in the second and the third one, but honestly wished I had wasted my time. And Sherry said, I also read Twilight books too at the height of their popularity.
Yeah.
And Cheryl says, oh, my parents were so against Harry Potter that I didn't read them until I was in my 30s because I was scared to tell them.
That's hilarious.
And Jessica Lynn said, it just shows you can never be too old to read any book that are aged for children or YA. No, you
I'm
can't.
reading my way through the
Absolutely
Babysitters
right.
Club in Sweet Valley High as we speak, and I am happy about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I've never read the Babysitter Club, so I will jump in on that if Mr. Francie decides to do that. 'cause I'm curious.
Yes, absolutely.
They're delightful.
Yay.
And Cajun says, I saw a ton of people reading Harry Potter on the train every day. That was when I thought maybe it wasn't just for children and read them myself.
Absolutely correct.
Mhm. That's right.
And Hannah says, I was talking about 50 Shades and my sister made me go see the movie.
Oh no.
Yeah. Being a bad film. Yeah.
That's horrible. And Jessica Lynn said, I heard the love hypothesis was fan fiction for Kylo Ren from
From Star Wars. Yes, that I did know too.
Oh.
That I
He's
didn't
based
know.
off of what's his name? Adam something or other? Adam Driver?
I don't know nothing about Star Wars.
I've never
Not
seen
me
a
either.
Star Wars movie.
Not me either.
Now I've
I've
seen
never met anyone else who hasn't seen one.
Yay!
I've seen
We're not
them.
alone.
I've seen all the original ones, and I think I've seen at least three or four of the newer ones, but I got mad whenever they got rid of Han Solo, and so I'm like, I ain't never watching this again.
My husband is obsessed. He has a custom made lightsaber in the basement. He's seen all the movies thousands. My wedding ring is actually Star Wars related. There's a quote on it.
Oh.
I've never seen the movies.
Oh.
As I tell him, I'm like, I've seen Spaceballs, so I get the gist.
There you go. Yeah.
Wow.
Hi, Amy said hello. I just found your sprints. Am I too late? Yeah, we just finished up our last one and just kind of hanging out in the comments here and talking and chatting.
Mhm.
But hopefully there'll be one tomorrow, but it's kind of up in, we're not sure yet because Tiffany had family things, so we're not sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Jessica Lynn said, Sarah, I'm on book 17. I think think of reading Babysitter Club. Read a few when I was a kid, but never read them.
Real. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
And Cheryl said, like you, Sarah, I'm rereading Nancy Drew. I'm on book
Yep.
23.
I
And
just
that's
finished book
another
15.
one I don't remember ever reading Nancy Drew whenever I was a kid. I read Encyclopedia Brown.
The thing is with the Nancy Drew, if the original Yellow Spine ones, if you don't have the nostalgia for them, I don't think they're something you can read as an adult. But there's the Case Files ones that came out in the 80s, and if you're of a certain age, you might appreciate those more because of the 80s nostalgia.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Maybe I'll try those then. Because
Yeah.
I've
They're kind
I've
of fun. Like, she drives a Corvette, and they talk about, like, the cassette tapes and all this, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's the 80s nostalgia.
80s, yeah, I always love reading books that are set in the 80s because that's when I grew up. So.
Mm-hmm.
And Cheryl says, I'm due for a Harry Potter reread, I think. Yeah, I probably could do that. I like listening to him on audiobook because I like the narrator, Jim Dale. He's like really cool. And Annie says, I love the Babysitters Club and the TV series too.
I was so disappointed when Netflix did not renew the TV show for a third
yeah.
season.
I never watched it. I seen it on there, but I never watched it.
It's cute.
And Sherry said, yes, Adam Driver. So you
Mhm.
got it right.
Just something about him.
And I have no clue who that is.
Google search him when we're done.
I was gonna say I'm gonna have to because I don't know who that is. And Jessica Lynn says, I love the Babysitter Club movies from the 90s.
I saw it in theater. I loved it.
There you go, Sarah. Another one.
Yay, we can start a club.
Yeah, you can get a club going.
Yay.
My people.
Yes.
Okay. I had to look him up already because I figured I'd forget before. Okay. I think I've seen him somewhere before, so it's probably not a
Kind of
commercial. or
looking, but like in that cute, geeky
Yeah,
way, you know,
something.
like
Cheryl said, Sarah, I like Adam Driver much better in Black Klansman. Okay. I've never seen that either. And Cheryl said yes to Jessica Lynn. So Jessica Lynn said, Mr. Francie need to have Sarah on his Booktuber series. Yeah, there you go. I think he's frozen. He's doing a spotlighting Booktuber
Yes.
series.
I've been watching them and they're so much fun. I love them.
Are you there, Mr. Francie? And Mel says, I couldn't see the 50 Shades movies. There was no way they could have casted the two leads to my satisfaction. I had very specific ideas for their roles based on how they were described in the books.
I think that, like, for any book that you loved,
Yeah.
right?
Am I
Yeah,
back?
there's are you back?
There you are.
Oh my gosh. I'm having such terrible internet issues. I think what I might do if it's the case since we're near the end, I might bow out because otherwise I'm just going to go off and on and off and on.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Yeah, we're almost
No
done
worries.
anyway.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for
Bye.
having me on and happy reading. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
See you later.
Sorry.
Hannah says, I love Adam Driver. He's so attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And Cheryl said, yes,
Case
the police
files.
files were my jam as a teen.
Yep.
And Jessica Ann says, Hannah, same. And Jessica Lynn says, I really want to get into the Sweet Valley High books as well.
If anyone wants to read Sweet Valley High, all of them are available on Kindle. The first 12 are like $2 a piece, but then after that, they're all available on Kindle Unlimited. So, yeah.
And Amy says, I never watched Star Wars either, but I love both Sarah Club and Sweet Valley High growing up. There you go.
These are my people, man.
Yeah. And Cheryl says, Jessica Lynn, you can find Sweet Valley High at thrift stores a lot. Yes.
Not in my bookstore, not in my thrift stores. They are hard to come by.
I was at a store the other day. I can't remember which one it was. It was like an antique mall or thrift store or whatever. And I was like, oh, Sweet Valley High, Sarah. I saw something that I thought of. I was like, there's some. And Jessica Lynn said, Sarah, yes, I'm going to look for them. And Cajun said, tonight has been great. I read 50% of my book. Yay.
Good for you.
And Cheryl said, I got started watching Mr. Francie recently. Love his videos. Yes, his videos.
I'm so glad I found him through you guys.
And lots of buys. And Mel said, I didn't love the books. I didn't dislike them either. But Christian Grey in particular was described as the perfect guy look-wise. So
Yes.
that wrote him into a corner as far as casting went. And that's very true with one of my favorite trilogies is Discovery of Witches, the All Souls trilogy. And I was very, very hesitant about watching the movies because in my mind, Matthew looked totally different than the guy that they have on there. But the more I watched it, the more I was like, I really like this guy. So I was like obsessed with the like TV version too. So I've like watched it like over and over and over again. And I've read, but his father, Felipe, like the way they described him as some kind of god Adonis type person because he's been around for so long as a vampire. I was like, they're never going to find anybody to cast, to look that way. So that you just kind of had to just like dismiss.
Yeah.
It was like, it was never.
Yeah.
I like the guy that they had. I can't remember his name. Jeremy Purefoy or something like that,
Okay.
I think. But I like him as an actor, so it was okay because I liked him. But yeah, he was definitely didn't look like the actual description in any.
Well, I know you were reading the Jack Reacher books
Oh,
by
yeah.
right? They were my father's favorite books. And when the movie came out with Tom Cruise, I remember Dad coming home going, he was so mad. He's like, that's the worst casting ever because it was Tom Cruise. He's like,
Yeah.
he's this tall, and in the books he's supposed to be this, you know.
Yeah,
And I just think if Dad was still alive today, he'd be so happy with the Netflix or with the
yeah,
Amazon show
yeah.
because of the casting.
Yeah, that was the one I remember that whenever they first cast Tom Cruise as that, everybody's like, I don't get it. I don't
Yeah.
get it. And I had never read them, so I'm like, I don't see what the difference. But after
Yeah.
reading that and looking at the new one, I was like, yeah,
That makes
definitely
sense.
didn't.
Yeah.
And so Mel
Yeah.
said because everyone has their own idea of the perfect guy. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And Cheryl says, I'm going to say goodbye because my AirPods are just
Aw.
about to die. Okay, bye, Sherry. And Hannah said, Melmac, the author really wants Charlie Hunnam to play.
Never heard of him.
Don't even know who that is either.
God, I'm so bad at actors.
I am too.
Ooh, hello.
Oh, yeah. He's
I
not too
wouldn't
bad.
keep you out of bed for eating crackers.
Yeah. and Hannah said the author really. Oh, whoopsie, that was a double. And Jane says, what was the name of the brother in Sweet Valley
Stephen.
High? The twins are Jessica and Elizabeth.
Jessica and Elizabeth. Stephen.
Oh, and
Yeah,
somebody else
Stephen.
knew that too. His name was Stephen.
Yep.
And Stephen, I think, well, lots of people know Sweet Valley High.
Mhm.
And I don't remember ever reading those ones either. So
They're, again, if you don't hold the nostalgia for them, they're hard to read now. They're extremely problematic.
And Jessica Lynn said, Jane, I've only read 2, so I get his name and the boyfriend's name mixed up.
Mm.
And Cheryl says, I'm still waiting for my meet cute with my dream man in the library sign. I know. Me too. And Hannah said he was in Sons of Anarchy.
I knew I recognized that Charlie guy.
And Hannah, he's hot.
Mhm.
And Tammy says, Jack Reacher could clean Tom Cruise's clock with his tiny toe. That's
That's- yeah.
casting.
Well, the other thing too was when they casted the first Bridgerton a couple of years ago. I'll be honest, when I saw who was playing the Duke, I was like, "Oh, that's not the Duke in the books." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just didn't. It took me, and then as soon as I started watching the show, I'm like, I don't even care what he. That is not who I thought it was. I'm like, no, he's great. He's wonderful.
Yeah, that was like me with the Discovery of Witches. It was like, okay, I'm sold. That's okay.
He'll do.
Matthew good. I can handle Matthew good now.
Yes.
I like this. Jane said, I'm glad Charlie would tie me up. And OMG, and Bookworm Buddy said,
Oh,
I
I know.
love the phrase meet cute so much. Yeah. And Jane.
I joke about the meet cute, if you will, with my husband because we met online and then we talked for like 3 months and I agreed to meet him downtown. So I got there and he's sitting there, baseball caps low. He's wearing this coat and he's hunched over and he's tapping on his phone. And I looked and went, oh no. And I was just going to like go home. So I was like hiding behind a pole and I'm like about to type out a message and I get a message on my phone that says, I see you. And I'm like, oh shit.
I've been spotted, darn it.
We've been married 12 years now.
So he must have been okay when he lifted up the
He
hat.
was fine, yeah. I mean, I knew he was cute, but it was just so funny. Like, at first, I was just gonna like walk away. Oh yes, The Holiday.
The first time I ever heard Meet Cute was watching The Holiday. Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I decided to keep him around.
Yeah, that's good. So we have made it to the end of the comments. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
Agreed.
And thanks for joining us, and thanks, Sarah, for hanging out with me.
Thanks for inviting me. That
the
was fun.
last one standing.
I know, right?
And like you said, if you are in the Killing Time with Cozy's Discord, Tiffany will let us know if there's going to be sprints tomorrow, because she's not really sure right now. So
Yeah.
hopefully everything is okay.
I hope so.
So okay, good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.